Independent National Electoral Commission has said the collation of results of the 2023 general elections will be done manually despite the adoption of electronic transmission of results. You see, they don't start. Inec's National Commissioner and Chairman of its Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, stressed that the Commission would transmit results from polling units to its results viewing portal, IREV, as witnessed in recent elections, but that the Electoral Act was clear on how collation should be done. Okoye said in an interview with our correspondents on Saturday, saying there's a marked difference between the transmission of results and the collation of results. According to Section 52 of the Electoral Act 2022 gives the Commission the absolute discretion to determine the mode and procedure of voting in an election and the transmission of an election results. Section 60 and 62 of the Electoral Act govern post-election procedure and collation of election results. Section 60 of one of the acts provides that the presiding officer shall, after counting the votes at the polling units, enter the votes scored by each candidate in a form to be prescribed by the Commission. Section 60 of 5 of the Act makes it mandatory that the presiding officer shall transfer the results, including total number of accredited voters and the results of the ballots, in a manner prescribed by the Commission. Thereafter, the presiding officer shall, after recording and announcing the results, deliver the same along with election materials under security and accompanied by the candidates or the polling agents while available to such person as may be prescribed by the Commission. The implication of this is that the collation process of results is still essentially manual, but the collation officer must collate subject to his verification and confirmation that the number of accredited voters started on the collated results are correct and consistent with the number of accredited voters recorded and transmitted directly from polling units. He explained that while the collation of results would essentially be done manually, where there was a dispute regarding a collated result or the result from any polling unit, the collation or returning officer will use the original or the disputed collated result accreditation data from the BVAS device and the result transmitted directly from the polling units to determine the correctness of results. All these guys, if you try and do normal, all this, your back and forth and be quoting plenty English, Nigerians are not interested in all of those things. So I hope Professor Okoye and his INEC senior staff will be there to do the manual collation. With the way the people are clamoring for better electioneering, they shouldn't even endanger the life of their junior and ad hoc staff with premeditated rigging. Rigging of election on the pipeline. Okay, can you people be sincere for once? It should be resisted by all means. You promise that 2023 elections shall be better than the Kisianosho's 2023 elections. Your integrity is at stake. This is a premeditated and calculated attempt to rig 2023 election by the cabal that has plunged Nigerians into poverty and misery. God will expose and disgrace them soon. Just the way these guys told us that everything will be in the server in 2019, the result will be in the server. All of a sudden, at least maybe a week or some days to this thing, they say, oh, they are not going to be using server again. It's good. I don't understand. And that is exactly the way people are trying to understand the statements made by this Inec boss. Your agenda for declaration of inconclusive elections, but heaven and the masses will disappoint you. Your plans so that you will not even be able to perform your enterprises in years agenda, having always said to the youth that so much believe that This forsaken country will work. You all should just get ready for what is about to come. It is going to be make it or break it. Embrace yourself to fight evil. This was my fear all along because anything can happen. In APC government, Osun election really shake them to the bone. So they are afraid of losing massively. Even Tinubu have once said that we should jettison the electronic voting for manual. If INEC should go ahead and do manual voting and any attempt to rig had at the end of the day Nigeria have become, since it's already a divided country. Can somebody please verify the authenticity of this news because it sounds fake to me? INEC chairman should, as a matter of fact, quickly denounce the news to avoid triggering pre-election crisis ahead of 2023 general elections in Nigeria. It may be too dangerous for the country to sustain it. To now they talk now. They don't know what they're saying. Have they not said be cancelling promises before now? I don't even care how it will be collected, but just so you know, God is involved already. We will come out with votes, and our vote third candidates will win. INEC chairman should be aware of the commotion which this statement will cause if such is implemented. This is likely to bring to an end the Nigeria's existence. Danger is looming. I think we need to borrow data to read full details of the news before comment. He said election will be transmitted electronically and still collated manually as they used to do before. You can't even try it, or you don't even like your life and your family again. Nigeria youths are ready for you. INEC chairman, I don't even care to know your name, but don't forget what happened in Sri Lanka. If our right has been manipulated, the worst thing will happen. They all need to be careful. They all need to be careful because they have this mentality that forget it, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. Leave them. They can only make noise. This is really 100% rigging, and it is really sure. This is shocking. Oh, well, no surprises, not them. But they will learn this time around that you can't even continue to cheat the masses all the time. I have not seen any controversy here. I'm sure most people didn't even read this publication in between the lines. What INEC is trying to do is to fortify consistency of collated results between three references: the data from the BVAS, the transmitted data, and the viewing center, and the returned data through manual collation. In the event of controversy, judgments will be made between two aligned data. Continue to help them to interpret it. Help them to continue to interpret it.